Welcome back to another UFC fight prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the main event fight for the Contender Series 2020 Week 6. And that main event fight is Tafon Nchukwi versus Matavao. So look at this fight right here. Pretty much, this fight just has all implications that whoever wins this fight is going to be in the UFC, because Nchukwi has already beaten William Knight and stopped him. Not just went out there, controversial decision, not controversial stoppage, not controversial anything. It wasn't even a really competitive fight, but he went out there and stopped William Knight not too long ago. That was literally his last fight. I think that was like William Knight's last fight. He got a chance to fight on the Contender Series again. He won his fight and now he's in the UFC, or he got a UFC contract. Hasn't been in the UFC yet, but he got a UFC contract just last week. So this is looking like a fight with a lot of implications on it. So if Nchukwi can win, or if Matavao can win, it's looking like one of these guys will be in the UFC after this fight. Unless it's a snooze fest or both guys just look mediocre, it's looking like high chance that this has high UFC implications on this fight. So let's look into this fight right here. So really just looking at this fight, not even getting into, just looking at the physiques of these fighters, it's a big gap. Like Matavao looks like a fat, blown up welterweight or lightweight, maybe even a 145er. He's 5'8", doesn't really have much to show for that 5'8". Like it's not like he's built in like Hector Lombard or somebody, or ripped or anything. And even in his fights, it's not like he's strong or so fast with his hands or anything like that. I mean, his hands, he does got a decent hand speed. Like he does got the hand speed of about an average, it's not like he has the speed of like a fast welterweight or anything, but like about an average, not even UFC caliber welterweight. So he got hand speed for where you kind of could put him at. But I say he could really be a 155, and he don't got a 155 hand speed. So he really got like an average or below average 170 pounders speed, and that's not enough. And he got a little bit of power, and he got what's it called, confidence in the striking and all that. But when you look at his game, he's really not the most rounded out fighter. His ground game looks beyond mediocre. Like when you take him down, like I'm not really seeing much attacks off his back or at all. It takes him a while to get back to his feet, and he has not fought the best competition. So you're not fighting the best competition, and on your back he's looking like a dead fish for the most part, till you can like kind of find that opportunity to kind of swivel, like, you know, wiggle your hips and get some space between you and get back up. But I seen him spend way too much time on his back against mediocre competition. So you're coming to the UFC, your ground game got to be much better than that. This is not the UFC of like 5, 6, 7, I don't know, 10, any amount of years ago where you can kind of just latch onto somebody and hope the ref will stand you up. Nowadays in the UFC, you might get those opportunities where they'll stand you up, but more often than not, these fighters got to be able to get back up to their feet. And Matavao, I just look at his skill set. He's not there yet. Especially at 205. A lot of these 205ers are much bigger now, so on average, it's like almost, you're really going to see a 205er that's under 6 feet tall, rarely, unless they're special in a way. Unless they're special, they're not going to be in the UFC, they're not going to be in the UFC very long if they're under 6 feet at light heavyweight. You might get by a little bit at middleweight, but really nowadays in the UFC, if you're like below 6 feet, you're most likely going to be a welterweight or lower. You might, like say, if you're special like a Gaslam or something like that, or a Romero or a Cormier, then you could thrive in the division. But most parts, like, look at the smaller people nowadays. You're under 6 feet, is either welterweight or below, really, when you look at it in the current scope of the UFC. And the Matavao, I'm not saying anything special, like no special striking, like I said. He got some heavy hands. They're pretty fast for the division, but you're giving up so much height and so much reach and so much size. And I see a lot of fights, like I said, in the grappling, like he's taken down, be flat on his back. In the clinch, I see him against the cage a lot. Now he's going against Tafon Nchukwi, who's 6 feet tall. They only got that reach listed. I'm pretty sure he got a pretty long reach. I'm gonna at least say he's at 73, 74, because I've seen his reach. He has a pretty long arm. So I'm saying at least 75-inch reach. And Matavo's reach look like he got little baby arms. He's like a baby height and got baby arms. So he's probably around like a 70 or below 70-inch reach versus a guy with like 75 or plus reach. So you're giving up reach and you're giving up 4 inches of height. So you're giving like plus 5 inches of reach and plus 4 inches of height. Then he's filled out, ripped, and you like this fat and soggy. But you know, a lot of Hawaiians and Samoan people, even though they look like that, they can pack power and be strong. But I'm not really seeing the strength on Matavao. Like I said, I've seen the punching power and see the confidence like a lot of Hawaiians have and a lot of Samoans have. But like I said, it's not like his technique is all that. I don't really just don't see him as a truly UFC caliber opponent. And then like at Tafon Nchukwi, it's like a lot of fighters with these lower urban fighters, they might look like strikers, or they can be strikers and are strikers, but a lot of them have very high level, like matter of fact, above average grappling, even for the UFC caliber people. Like not just MMA as a whole, but like even the UFC caliber, their grappling is usually at least UFC caliber. I mean, better than the average UFC caliber as far as the grappling, because they be winning jiu-jitsu tournaments. Tafon has won a couple jiu-jitsu tournaments, and you've seen like his training partner. It's like his training partner Sodiq Yusuff showed his wrestling and showed his grappling against Andre Philly, who's no joke. Solid wrestling, deals with wrestlers all day long at Alpha Mill, deals with high-level grapplers all day Alpha Mill. And he was out-grappled by Sodiq Yusuff, so their grappling is no joke. And like those Lloyd Irvin guys are always doing real-world, nationally, internationally in grappling. So it shows against like across the board and all their fighters and all people that kind of train at Lloyd Irvin. So their grappling's high up there. So I feel like Tafon, if he really wanted to, he could go out there and win this fight in any way he wants. He can go out there and outstrike Matavao, like whether it be technically or just the fact that exploiting his reach, exploiting his size, or all of the above. And I think it will be all the above. But I think more so in this fight, he's gonna go for a finish. He's gonna kind of pick apart Matavao, probably chew up his legs, and so he can't load up on power. Then probably when he does those overhands, duck under, get him to clinch, knee him to the body, and just really manhandle the smaller, weaker fighter, less technical fighter. And yes, and Tafon's real good in the clinch with his elbows and with his clinch control. Like I said, knees to the body, elbows in the clinch. Like he can really bully a lot of guys around in the clinch. So seeing a smaller guy like that who's not good in the clinch, not good in the grappling, I feel like it's more so gonna be like a bullying type fight. Pick him apart, make him overcommit, take advantage of the overcommitting, clinch him up, bully him around, elbow him, knee him, then like this crush him, like this break him down, hit him with elbows until he falls down, and then just follow up and put him out of there. And I think he does it in the late stages of the first round. So like fill him out early, breaking him down, then take him out late in that first round. So in this fight, I got Tafon Nchukwi via first round TKO. And that concludes my fight prediction for the main event of the Contender Series Week 6. And as always, thanks for watching.